Do me a favor. Close your eyes. Imagine a scenario where your mental health is in the gutter and you are just not doing great, and to the point where you decide you're going to seek the help of a therapist. And you find a therapist, and let's say about 3 months in, you're starting to get better in dealing with your mental health in positive ways that makes you out to be a better person. And you're just a few more steps away from being better than when you were the previous day. And you want to book one more session with your therapist, and maybe it could be the last one, but your therapist is not picking up the phone. Your therapist is not responding to appointment requests. They're not responding to emails, none of it. And you're wondering why, and you're kind of a little bit annoyed and worried because who just drops cold turkey on people with mental health? And you try to figure out why your therapist is nowhere to be found, and you find out the reason why is because they're in court pleading guilty to distributing adult entertainment films of children being violated and it being their sick kick. No, not clickbaiting you. Maybe one day I will, but if I gotta suffer, you gotta suffer. A depraved female Long Island therapist has confessed to sharing horrific videos and photos of, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, baby online, where she also got a sick kick out of pretending to be a dad who his own kids. Renee Haberman, I think we can all agree, this is going to be the worst name of 2025. A 36-year-old licensed social worker from Plainview pleaded guilty in federal court on Wednesday to distributing child videos on social media app Kick, including the of a baby less than 1 year old. She told investigators that she got off on the stomach-churning content which she shared in 2024 while she was working in Melville as a therapist with children 17 and under. Oh my God. You, never mind, scratch the entire scenario out of the books because I didn't even read that far in the article. You sick motherfucker. You woke up and decided at some point in your life, yeah, I want to help kids because, let's be honest, kids are struggling with their mental health. They go to school, they get bullied, they come home, they say everything's fine and everything's not fine, and they're watching 13 Reasons Why thinking that that's relatable when it's not at all. That was the worst fucking show in all of Netflix's history. And you want to help children, but while they're talking to you, you just in the back side of your mind just like, ooh, yeah. And that's fucking disturbing that you were allowed to be around children. The defendant admitted to distributing extremely vile and unthinkable videos depicting the horrific videos the defendant distributed and sought for her own perverse pleasure showed the most innocent members of our society being restrained and violently, I'm not reading that. The defendant's crimes should outrage and offend every decent member of our society. And I agree. One nauseating video shared by Haberman depicted a baby between 6 months, not reading the rest of that. She also participated in perverted online chat rooms in which she posed as the father of several children and claimed to have had. I want to take a brief intermission as you're currently raising your eyebrow and throwing up that there are people out there, and we've talked about it before, who want to have like these safe spaces where people can talk about this in chat rooms. Leon was right again. This type of shit don't help the problem. It just make it worse. It make it feel like people are comfortable in a little hug box. And then randomly, on the rare occasion, their comfortableness in private exudes and permeates to the public. And they're going to start incorporating this type of sick, twisted nonsense in their jobs, where they work, in their place of business. And they just so happen to be around children. This is the most moronic way anyone could try to rationalize it. And yet, motherfuckers like this exist. And I told y'all then, and I'm telling you now, no, you're sick, you're twisted, you're evil. And anyone trying to like have an in-depth conversation, no. Bring back the insane asylums. I don't know if they're just defunded. I don't know if there aren't as many as there used to be, but we got to bring them back because I have a few candidates that you can line up for this great opportunity. Haberman chatted under several usernames, including Bad Girl 854, Always Spunked, Princess Pretty Princess, 2388, Daddy Who Spanks Naked, and multiple others during the disgusting incidents which allegedly occurred between June and October of last year. The user further claimed that he would have with children and would punish the children by getting Haberman also uploaded 2 videos showing child which she claimed were the man's children. She even invited one sicko to visit his family in New York to spank and the fictional kids. These motherfuckers doing cosplay of violating children. I feel like my insides are going to start twisting and turning and I might throw up. So if I throw up, just know there's going to be a massive edit in this. They found child in a hidden folder on her phone, and she admitted to sharing child on other messaging apps. She admitted to federal agents that she has a preference for children from infancy to age. Lock this motherfucker up so fast. Facing 20 years in prison, I'ma just be real with y'all. It ain't enough. I'ma need that times 50 million. I want to see this be something to where someone is locked away for a very long time. Why? Because in what world do you think anyone could possibly be reformed from their sick, depraved actions when they get caught and they're looking cops square in the mouth and saying, yep, that's what I like and I enjoy it. Yeah, I got that sick, twisted kink in my soul. Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I think about. That's what I dream about, to the point where I'm going on social media apps and getting it on with other people. No, all the way, shape, form to Sunday and all the way throughout the entire week. No, not possible. Not something I could ever get behind, and I will never have no in-depth conversation with motherfuckers who want to try to have these complex conversations and how it's really not as bad as you think. And there are ethical versions of this. There are no such things as ethical. These are sick, deranged people who fantasize about things, and if they were given the opportunity, they act upon these things. And you know who that fucks up? The victim, the child, the little one who has to deal with this in the future, while you are sitting there comfortably saying, oh, well, it's not really that bad, and you should be able to think about it. No, you know why? Because while you're sitting there thinking about it, a child's being touched in a way that a child should not be touched, and it's not good. And it's not pleasurable. It's something fucking sick. I think there's these rare moments in time where we all like to argue with each other, but we end up agreeing. There's not one of you motherfuckers that could even tangentially come up with some form of a disagreement. We're all aligned here. Jail for the rest of humanity. I want humanity to reset, bring the rapture, and we recognize this motherfucker as the first one to lock up. Move aside, Satan, because I got your offspring just sitting here ready, willing, and able. I recommend you hug your children very tight, not that type of tight, and you let them know that as they're growing up in this world, there are going to be a lot of people that they're going to see, some trustworthy and some not, and hopefully they are able to learn throughout their development in the world who to trust and who not to trust, because what may look like a helping hand is somebody jerking off to your hand. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Go take a fucking shower, because I definitely need one after this.